Christmas. But here's our present to you.
Actually, more accurately, it's his present to me. I got my Christmas present early, and I'm going to open it for all of my lovelies to watch with me.
Hello, Internet Land. I don't know why our camera is being all wonky, but
Apparently, it can't decide what color scheme it wants to go with.
it's all Christmas lights, so we'll go with it.
It's kind of looking like Christmas lights.
So this is going to be kind of different.
Hello, Zane.
I'm coming out of my chair, and she's going to take over the main seat, and I'm going to be the helper, and she's going to do the most talking. That's not true.
Hi, Dave.
I'm going to do a lot of talking too.
You know he does. He talks over me.
So I'm giving her the chair.
Y'all get to appreciate my lovely Christmas sweater. All right. So hello.
So for Christmas, I got my wife a present. She's been asking for it. She's been wanting it. We were like,
this flickering of the lights thing is just like crazy. Cats and cat ears. And you know what the best part about this name? They let me wear this to work.
So
this is my Christmas present from my loving husband, the Big D.
That's a lot of plastic.
So I have not actually been able to even touch this box until right now. This is the second time I have touched it since it has come in.
So we are literally doing an unboxing
For all of you.
and for her, because she hasn't seen it either.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know what's all in here, really.
I do know what's in there, theoretically.
All right.
So give me my box. No, just give me the box. Just give me the box.
I was going to give you one spoon at a time.
No, just give me the box. Just give me the box. And this is how excited I am. Okay. So let's see. First thing we've got is, it looks like, I do not know what they are honestly called.
Okay, so that goes with this. And that is
it's an Eldari.
It's a transport. It's their flying transport. It's
yeah.
their transport.
I have one other of these that I got with Wake the Dead. So that's going to be fun. But yes, I'm so excited. Now I have two of them. Lots of little bits on this. Doesn't look like it'll be too terribly difficult to put together. It's going to be fun to paint, that's for sure. Ew, got a big gun on it. And some random gear doohickey thing. Thank you. And
no, it's not the grab tank, it's their transport.
So happiness. So much happiness.
Okay, leave it on the table.
We're gonna run out of room.
Well, the problem is you can't put it back in the box, you can't get to anything.
All right, and then of course, so somebody's base. And this looks like a sprue that begins to our dear Phoenix Lord.
That's Jane's R.
Yep. Thank you. Getting there. So as you can see, I'm probably not going to actually be able to talk to you guys about anything because he's probably going to say it himself.
We were like, I'm just trying to help. I'm being helpful.
Yep, so I've got my James R, which is so much fun because I found out that if I run 1,000 points of Eldar and 1,000 points of Jukari, I can actually use James R and Drezar. So let's start for her. This looks like this is part of the Eldar's. This is what is this?
There's that other vehicle that's in there they talked about.
Yeah, this. I just know that there was a second vehicle, and they've also got gliders for the Drukari.
Right. This is the Eldar vehicle.
So okay, it's kind of hard when they both use similar build.
Weird.
I don't really. Where's my directions? Oh, fun! I don't have directions.
They're probably underneath.
I hope so. If not, this is gonna be fun. So there's another vehicle for me, and here's some more vehicle pieces. This probably goes to the big one. So actually, this might be the.
I don't know.
I wonder if this is the transport and this is the gunner ship. Either way, it's gonna be fun to find out. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's see. Holy jeez. And just because, here's lots of really big guns. Yes. Oh, yes. Those that don't get used may end up being used if I decide to accept the challenge and join in the build thing. Okay, let's see. This is a series of, basing on the weapons that I'm looking at, this looks like this is probably the not Exarchs. What are they called again?
Succubus.
No, these are not succubus, darling.
Not succubus.
This is not an archon.
Incubus. Incubus.
Okay, probably
Incubi.
So I only say that because of the weaponry. I'm familiar with this weaponry being used because somebody actually kit bashed where they substituted these guys with the Thrall Deepkins. So your build's pretty much done, Dave. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Here's some more of the new Incubi and their wonderfulness. I think there's also some of the based on some of the stuff that I'm looking on also in this, I think some of the Banshees or Exarchs are also in here too.
Well, that's probably the Banshees.
I'm looking at some of the stuff here and I'm going, wait, I thought I was supposed to get helmetless options here.
Okay.
What is this? Those are not helmetless options. Oh, they might be. I don't know. I gotta seriously. One of the things that I just have to point out that I'm thinking this is great is you can't really see it, but these guys are all the Banshees and whatnot. They have belly buttons on their armor. More big guns. Yay. Because a girl can never have too many guns. Haven't you heard? Bitches love cannons.
More big guns.
I am very much looking forward to seeing your what you came up with, Dave. Oh, I know what this is. This is a Venom. I know exactly what this is because I built 2 of them. So Venom with lots more little fiddly bits for me to make extra stuff. Ooh, and here are the glider guys. Ooh, there's a Drukhari that has dreads. Oh, I loves it. Probably can deal without that part. Lots of double-handed blades for these guys. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, some of them are shoeless. Oh, that's going to be even more fun. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. And hey, someone's got an agonizer. I wonder who gets that one. You have until the 31st of next month. Don't worry, Zane. You've still got time. Oh, and these are my scourges. I'm so happy. Oh, and I've got wings, feathery wings, as well as...
You got 3 sets of feather wings, so you can do all 3 of them feathered if you want.
Yeah, which is really interesting, because when I'm looking at the bat wings, wow, the bat wings are nothing more than arms that have been mutated. It's very cool. Gotta love the Homunculus Guild. And ooh, look at the feathery heads. Yay. Always fun. Iron the water stuff.
2 sets.
Zane, we've talked about this. You're not melting anything down.
Is that the Inari symbol?
No, that is not. That's the Biltan symbol. I think that's the Biltan symbol.
I thought that was the one with something. Okay.
The Yanari is a combination of marks.
Okay.
In all
So
honesty.
get 2 sets of those.
Cool beans.
And of course, I have to announce this one for you, please. Because this guy is my favorite guy in the whole box. Because his name is his title is his name. What's his name?
Drezar, Master
of Blades.
I'd like to point out that Drezar actually means living blade, not Master of Blades.
Those are your bases and crystal and shit.
And there's like, ooh, I get an art piece. Oh, of Drezar and Janzar duking it out.
Hey, you work in a frame shop.
Yeah, I could probably frame that.
We should keep that safe.
We should.
Don't put it back in the box. It won't be safe in here.
Not with the way I build.
We'll find a nice safe place to put it. Now, here's the thing.
Oh!
I took the booklet out.
Okay. So I've got 2 booklets. One looks like it's the build book in the back. Thank goodness. And now, Zane, I'm officially not talking to you anymore. You upset me. So, all right. So here is the assembly guide, just in case you didn't know, which is nice. Oh, wow. And these guys just have 1 or 2 options that they can wear on their hips, the Scourges.
And in a very nice option, just a basic how to play. Follow the rules, follow the phases.
Core rules. Movement phase, psychic phase, shooting phase. Charge phase. Wait, charge phase?
Yes.
So you can't charge until the charging phase?
Correct.
In 40K?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like with your movement phase.
It's totally different.
Okay. Can you tell I need to learn some stuff? And fight phase. Yeah, I know what that means. Oh, and it's cool. It even breaks it down a little bit, for those of us who are like me and have never actually played a game of 40K. And then this book is called Blood of the Phoenix. This better not be like my other book. Introduction. It is. Probably doesn't have, no, it does. No.
It has some new stuff in it.
Swift as the wind. Game and mission rules.
It has what a typical box set has. It has
The
a bunch of new
Marvelous.
missions, and if it has new units, it has some rules on them. I think the rules are also put in the Psychic Awakening book for the Blood of the Phoenix, but they're here as well.
I am not seeing. Oh, there they are. There's the. Oh no, because I've got the Hellions and the Incubi in this, which I don't have. And Drezar,
Master of Blades.
the deadly Asurian, whatever.
Asuriani.
Howling Banshee. Yay! So apparently, I do get a option to put elf heads on these guys.
I would love her to play some matches.
Falcons, Vipers. Janzar.
That's it. It's a Falcon.
Yeah. No, the Falcon is the big one, and the Viper is the small one.
Yes, that's. I knew you.
So the Viper looks like that is the transport, and the Falcon is the.
Oh, so it actually is.
I think
It
it's
actually-
the gunship.
It is the actual tank. It's not the transport.
You were right.
You're right. I thought it was just the transport because she has the transport.
Okay, so this is not completely, but this is actually kind of cool. Okay, this has got some stuff that was not in my book, as well as some original artwork. That's pretty cool.
So you actually have a tank now.
Yay.
And a Viper. Which is
Okay, so this is actually pretty cool. That it's got a little bit of things in it because I actually have the book for Psychic Awakening, the first book, which has been a lot of fun to read through some of the lore involving the elves on the Imperial side of the Great Rift, which was really cool for me to find out exactly what they do to try and protect humans. But humans, and being what it is, what 40K is, it's all a bunch about misunderstandings and assumptions. The things that the elves do to try and protect the Imperium, and the Imperium going, Okay, I'm breaking my not talking to you rule, Zane, because if you tell my child to come in here and throw a book at me, my kid can thank you for the month of grounding they will have. And they just said they weren't going to risk it, so.
Yeah, she hasn't played 40K yet. She's played Kill Team.
Yes. I lost. Second time.
The second thing, but you beat me in your first round.
Yeah, so I learned a very valuable lesson in regards to custodies in Kill Team. Specifically in Arena, they're not good for Arena at all. Because your group is so small, you really can't get to, you can't get to the markers in a timely manner. So
I got you. I got you.
So that was something. However, I do believe my witches might have a better chance.
Your witches should be awesome.
Zane, my child, is playing Emperor's Children. And they haven't played either.
As a matter of fact, I'm the only one in this house that's actually played a full game of 40K.
I want so bad to get a detachment of Harlequin for my elf army. My whole plan is with my elven army is to have the option to add basically whoever I want at the time. I feel like playing, Homunculus skill today. Okay, let's throw a couple of Talos, even though I think they're awful creatures.
You want to paint them, though.
Oh, yes.
Now that she's played Corn, she now is starting to look at some of the grosser stuff going, no, that's not so bad.
No, I'm really not. He just thinks I am.
Oh, yeah? Should we show them the grossness that you painted recently?
They have not seen my Korgorath. I actually finished my Korgorath. I just haven't gotten his pictures up yet. So, sorry.
Is he in here?
Yes, he is. As a matter of fact,
no, he's not.
Yeah, he should be.
No, he's not. I took him out so he'd be safe and wouldn't get banged around. I thought of you.
So here is, let me find something to put behind him so you guys can get somewhat of a better.
Yeah, you want to put something
Light?
Look here. We'll try this.
All right, so the pretty Korgorath and his nasty. This camera's just hating me today. Yeah, you hold that part, and I'm going to turn him. I did not make him nearly as nasty as I wanted to, because Dee taught me this lovely, blood and guts thing. And I'll have some hanging out of his clawed hand over here and some hanging out of his mouth. And then I decided, hi, Hal Child. We were just doing an unboxing for my Christmas present that the lovely Gamecraft Dragon did by his sweet wife. He bought me Blood of the Phoenix. So, given that he has been working so much this week, oh my gosh. And then he had 2 days of the Kill Team tournament, which don't ask him how the second game went.
I'm in third place. I ended in third place. Yeah. I lost to the damn Necrons.
But the Necrons are going up against Chaos Cultists.
The guy who beat him last time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a plan to beat the Chaos Cultists. He doesn't have a plan. He's actually said, I don't even know what I'm going to do. He's like, I don't know how to handle this. He didn't know how to handle me. I just couldn't roll anything but 2s and 3s. God.
Consequently, I lost. Because we were doing arena matches, and as I was saying that, well, Hal Child, you and I talked about this, that, hi, Commodore, that custodies are not meant for Arena. Arena is so much fun, though. Do not get me wrong. I had so much fun playing it.
I think I'm going to buy a copy of Arena just so we can play it here at the house. It's a lot of fun.
It really was, and I think my witches will probably do very well. Maybe.
No, they should do good.
No, I'm thinking about regular witches versus I should probably take my elites in.
Well, the elites for the witches
Mm-hmm.
are the elites for the Drukhari are racks.
I don't have any racks.
No, you only have 3 units. You only have racks or I mean, you could do homunculus.
That racks are homunculus.
Yeah, I think that's all you have. Is
I don't have any homunculus.
I think you should just run. Honestly, I think you should just run witches.
Well, because I've got witches. I've got 2 things of Cobbleites. 3 things of witches.
The problem is for Kill Team, you can't run Cobbleites and witches together. It's really dumb.
Yeah, they changed that rule on us.
Well, you know, I am getting you a thing of Harlequins.
Yeah, for coming in third.
I got a great prize. I get to pick out a unit. I'm gonna have to buy a unit, and then one of the pro painters there is gonna paint it for me. Here's the thing. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I really do appreciate it.
Here's the thing.
I really, really appreciate that. I think it's a cool idea. I buy figures to paint because I like painting.
So what I have been up to recently, as we are just, he was like, oh, we're going to do this for an hour. I was like, we're not going to do this for an hour. People are going to show up. I've started working on my Yvraine. And I've decided to give her a custom paint job based on my favorite Night Elf character that I have ever played. So she's getting a little bit of a... I did get another present. She's currently headless at the moment. They're in my box. Please just bring me my box.
My wife hates me.
Yes, I hate him so much. I hate him so much because I was having such a bad day yesterday. This horrible man went out and bought me a brand new McFlurry after I came home with a full regular size McFlurry. I set it down. I walked out of the room for 3 minutes, and when I came back, my dog had eaten the whole thing, and I hadn't had any. What the hell, man? So, at the suggestion of my buddy, his name is
Jason.
Sorry, I was slightly distracted too. I got her. She is a Slaves to Darkness HQ type character. So now I get to have a psycho axe wielding barbarian chick to put on my
Cornate team.
Thank you, dear.
So she can take them and a group of iron golems.
Yes.
Mark them and give them the mark of Khorne.
Jason gave me an entire war cry group of the iron golems because I had mentioned that I really wanted it. And I wanted some so that I could coordinate them up because they're just Witch Doggo Apollo the Pit. I was really upset. I'm still mad at him to this day. I'm still mad at him. A day later. These boys actually need to go up on the shelf for protection. So we can set them to the side for now.
Okay.
But yeah, so now I have an entire group of
she's into this coordinate thing. I'm loving it.
But my darling husband bought me this lovely lady who is currently headless because I couldn't stand the head she came with. Her name is Valkia the Bloody. She is an actual commander for Khorne. She is fine cast, so this was a brand new thing for me dealing with a fine cast. Can't say I'm a fan, but there's some very lovely things in here.
And the head for her.
Okay, so there's a head for her. So basically what I've been doing is we've got a bunch of Not good Apollo, hell child. Not good Apollo. Love it until she starts billing your blood in the name of the blood god.
I'm gonna love fighting her coronates.
So we've got a bunch of Sigmar heads that we're trying to decide which would look best on her. Failcast, yeah. I'd like to say again, I've never dealt with this before, so
it's actually really good casting in this case. There's no bubbles, there's no real occlusions. It wasn't really messy. It was actually a first fine cast. It was a shockingly good cast. That being said, she didn't like the head that came with the model, so
ugly.
Even though she saw it to begin with. But she's got some other heads and some other options that we're working through, because I've got this really great Stormcast army, but almost all my guys that have an option between a head and a helmet.
I was going to say, I have another pin that's a Stormcast pin, but I'm not wearing it right now.
No, it's sitting right in front of you. It's sitting up by your... Oh, no, I put it over here.
No, it's over there.
Yeah, so but I'm like doing almost all my guys that have helmet options. I play them with... Yeah, it's a very rare failcast. I mean, we've got 3 failcast figures in our possession right now. And all 3 of them are really good condition. The Severina Rain is absolutely
She's
beautiful.
in really good condition. I actually we don't mention the...
We mention it.
No, he mentions it. I just ignore it now.
She's getting the Corn Army out of this. It's not like I'm buying her figures for the Corn Army, or, hey, did you see this figure? Hey, did you see this figure? Hey, what about this? How about this box of demons? Not like I ever do anything like that. I'm not the best husband ever.
Nope, totally. He's awful. I can't stand him. Can I trade him in for a pair of 20s? Actually, it'd be 25s at this point, wouldn't it?
Shut up. Speaking of,
you should see what he's been up to today. He apparently got into a groove.
I bought the easy-to-build kit of the Farstriders, which is a special unit of Stormcast, and my Christmas present to myself, which was a group of the super long crossbow dudes, came in. I need 2 more units of these, though. They're really good.
Don't mind me, I'm just the Failcast guns. So for the Paint Pro models, what about making it a prize for the deodorant stick? Paint Pro models.
Oh, well, because I'm going to get a unit pro painted for coming in.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
You know, Nick, that's a really great idea. So
he didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't. That's actually a really good idea.
He was thinking about just giving them to me.
Because I was just going to give her the... But she wants to paint her own stuff, too. She's like that. She's like me in that case, thankfully. So, yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be the prize for the non-channel winning person. I will buy a unit, a normal squad of troops, for whatever faction your vehicle is in. I'll have it pro-painted, and that's what you're going to get. I like that. That was a great idea. Thanks, me. I can steal that just like a Stormcast army.
Somebody wants to find out just how comfy our new couch is. Can you hear me my adult beverage, please? Since you're on that side and I am not. Thank you, Lord.
By the way, Rockstar, come on. Sponsor me, Rockstar. Pick this up. Sponsor me.
That's better than what I'm drinking.
I also kind of went off and started painting.
He lost his mind.
I started working on the silver. I started working on the silver portions of my Imperial Guard army, because I'm doing a classic Cadian army. It's not the girls. The girls are going to get their own stuff. This is, I just want to build a Cadian straight dudes. So I'm working on that. and I started. You can't see it. Well, you can't see it. Back there, I started painting 2 more of the boards so I can get my entire Imperial board, my 4x6, done.
You know, I really should stop playing with her because I actually was focusing on your brain.
You should.
Stop playing with her?
You should pick one or the other.
Yeah. I missed a couple of the little things when I... Zane had a good idea.
Oh, he's like, I'm going to make an Imperial Night Speeder.
No, I think he's saying that he wants Commodore to make an Imperial Knights speeder.
You'll get a box of Imperial Guard. I'll paint those. I got contrast. No, I'll paint them nice. Contrast. Look, dude, it's green. Oh.
So, yes. Oh, now you're going to do it. Okay, Zane, I look forward to seeing what you're going to pull out. I mean, Zane, you're so friggin' talented. Don't let him fool you, ladies and gentlemen. Jam Jar! Hello, dog.
Hey, Jam Jar. You missed the unboxing of the Blood of the Phoenix, but you get to be here for me to talk about the orc army I want to start working on.
Oh, your orc army already? I thought you were.
As soon as I'm done with my Stormcast, that's my next project.
So give him a week.
I got a couple weeks left on Stormcast, but once I'm done, next week or the week after, I found a place where I can get a really good deal on a box of Speed Freaks. So that's 2 big vehicles and 3 squads of bikes. Oh yeah, dude, my Xenos army. We kind of have this thing we've been talking about. She wants to do an Imperial army. Well, we want to both have a Marine army. I have my Wolves. She wants to do Salamanders when she does her Marines. She's doing Yanari and everybody in Craft Worlds. That's her Xenos. I'm going to do an Orc Xenos army. So we have 2 armies.
And then eventually when I get finished in 3 years' time, and those are done, then I'll start my Chaos.
She's going to pick. She wants to do Thousand Suns. And I already have my Death Guard. And I'm going to keep expanding my Death Guard, because like the next thing I need for my Death Guard, I need a couple more. I need 2 more of the Plague Burst Crawlers. Actually, the funny thing is with 2 Plague Burst Crawlers, my army's done, at least as far as being able to fill a brigade. That's the goal. Have a brigade. Then we start going after beauty pieces. What did you snap off?
Her hand in the spear.
Was that a piece that you glued on earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like a piece snapped in half.
Yeah. Continue.
If you want to try it, Zane, if I want to see the video though, and the video has to involve your whole process. This is me building. This is the pieces I chose. This is how I put it together. These are the thoughts I had.
Oh, wait, that's right. You want us to do that.
Well, if you do a video.
See, I was thinking about entering into this contest and making a slaver's barge.
Doing a
Drukhari slave barge.
That'd be great.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, that would be great. We should do that.
Yeah. Who here thinks I have the ability to actually make one of these?
Says the woman that did that wonderful display that got Best Newcomer.
Speaking of, I need to start putting together another one. I'm thinking about doing a little one for my custodies. Like a little 6 inch by 6 inch tiered it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just a quarter. Zane has to speak. Zane is.
Yeah, he's like, I can't.
So, for those of you who are also newcomers to the thing, you've probably noticed that our camera has decided it doesn't know what colors it wants to pick up and embellish.
I gotta go through the settings. You should do a custody strip club. Ay, 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 ay. Have a pole that they can dance on.
I don't. They're too dynamic and fuzzy for me.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. She's actually been looking at the idea of potentially actually doing a full Custodes army a little bit.
Yeah, I was torn between wanting to do potentially looking at a Custodes army, which will be a pain in the butt because the amount of bits I'm going to have to buy to take.
What she's going to do is buy units of Custodes.
I did not buy. No, we haven't gotten Red Gorbo yet.
I didn't buy the Red Gobbo because.
No, it's a Logi tech.
Yeah. No.
So like 15 to 20 models, yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. Because the whole idea is that
this is what I use.
So that's the whole thing. She can buy one box of Custodes, grab the swords and shields and the helmets, and put them on these guys, and she's done. That's not that much extra to do. It's really not. You got to understand, there's not that many Custodes in a Custodes army.
Yeah, but honey, you're also neglecting the amount of marine stuff and whatnot I'm going to need to be able to cover.
Or you could just do one squad of these strippers and do the rest as regular Custodes. Because remember, most of the rest Custodes, when Kitten goes and gets them, they all look like regular Custodes.
Except for the ones that are in the palace, the 300 that hang around the palace, they're all still.
But you never see them.
You saw one. And actually, yes, you do see them when he goes to take on Fjordur. They all showed up.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah. He plays 60, and that's when we did 2,500 points. Don't stab yourself.
Shut up. I didn't stab myself. All right, where are the other heads?
I don't know. I couldn't find the Stormcast box.
How did you not know?
I don't know which box it is.
All right.
I couldn't find it.
So
that's why I gave you that, because I thought that it was the best anyhow. It's the best.
I thought you liked the one with the chick with the.
I like that one too, but I don't know where that box is. I'd have to go digging for it. I'm not gonna do it. Go digging for it while we're on the air.
40 models in Custodes. Well, yeah, because it's like I'm looking at it and it's like I would love to make more of the strippers because they were actually a lot of fun to make. And it's just I would need to pick up bits for the Custodes because I really don't want to buy a full Custodes box just to hack them apart.
The thing is, you're not hacking them apart. You're just doing heads and swords and shields. Shit, I could use the rest of Custodes and actually build the units the regular way because they have extra helmets in there.
Not by much, no. Because the Custodes don't come without helmets, honey.
I'll put heads on them.
A Custode not wearing its helmet?
Yep. You know why?
That's heresy.
Because I won't do them in gold.
Uh-oh. Are you going to do them in the red?
No.
Or the black?
I'll do them in silver.
Poor kitten. So, for those of you who happen to know who Team 4-Star is, I just have to point this out. That while I was creating, while I was doing my match in Arena, the guy introduced, he was playing Imperial Guard, and he goes, and this is Hans, and I go, does he want to sing the song? And he goes, yes, he'll get to sing the song and everything. So if you don't know who Team 4-Star is, you're not going to get it. But that was fun.
We got swag today.
Lots of swag.
The store was getting rid of a lot of their old junk, and they gave it away as swag. So I got these 30th anniversary art cards. You might recognize that as the original cover for Rogue Trader. And then the 3rd edition box, where it was the introduction of the Drukhari and the Dark Templars. Or Knight Templars.
Black Templars.
Whatever. Them psychos. Lost and the Damned, Slaves to Darkness. The introduction of rules for how to play Nurgle and Slaanesh. I remember that.
Check it out. It's the Great Unclean Ones. 2 of them. Yeah. Never. Then we have, this is the original art for the original Astartes, which is fun because we have that book actually behind us.
No, that's not Astartes. This is Inquisition, I think.
Oh, this is the Inquisition?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
This is a father, brokenhearted, realizing he's going to have to kill the son that is twice the size of him.
but I'm the goddamn emperor, and so I'm right.
Even when he's wrong. That's the Astartes one.
The original Warhammer 40K box set with Blood Angels on it.
Yep. Hi, Tina.
Hey, Tina.
And then this is a Black Templar. I just think this is a really cool.
It's a great picture. I'm glad they picked these pictures. That's a great shot.
Even though I don't like the Black Templars, I think they're pretty cool. And then I can't remember the name of his group, but I'm pretty sure this is Perturabo and his Iron Warriors.
No, the Perturabo is the World Eaters.
Okay, so World Eaters. So, because I'm pretty sure that's Perturabo. I don't know. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have
like the introduction of the Knights. I think that's from Warhammer Epic.
So the Knights. And then this one's my favorite, and there's already a battle going on over it. Oh, that's Abaddon? No, that's not Abaddon. Please wait one moment where we have an unstable connection. It might be.
Look. It could be the art from the 13th Crusade. It could be. Yeah, it's got the spears in the back. Remember, he has the spears in the back? Okay, so it might be. Yes, and the Golden Throne.
Yes, I'm very happy with that one. The fight for the Golden Throne one has already begun.
They're going to be all over the walls here. It doesn't matter. They're going to go up.
You know, we could probably actually put them all in a single frame.
We could put them in nice frames.
Well, no, I mean, there's a way to do it where you put the mat. And it's just windows in the mat.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. It's a probably expensive frame though.
Depends on how big it gets.
Okay. She works framing stuff now.
Yes. They trust me with power tools that are pressure operated.
And I got this patch, which I don't know what it's. I think it's for. I'm pretty sure it's for the Dark Angels, because my buddy Jordan wanted one. He was like, "I gotta have it." So
why didn't you give it to Jordan?
There was a stack of them.
Oh, okay.
You understand? There was a box of swag.
What else is expensive that would be worth getting for free?
A child. Find a woman. They're expensive, and you get them for free. I'm not wrong.
So should I not point out, Commodore, that one of the things they allow me to play with is it's a pressure. We use a high pressure machine to have a.
Oh, Squig, we have a Discord. I'm looking at putting together an exterior channel to it for non.
I have been telling him to do this for a while.
Yeah, I've been debating on it. I have a Discord for my.
Since we were talking about Adrian's battle.
Yeah, Tina, yes. How did the sisters do against the Thousand Sons?
Tina is one of the proud owners of the.
She's a friend of the channel. She got the. She's a friend of the channel. She's one of the local gamers. She's great. She's
a member of the Leighton Legion.
And she plays Sisters. And she has played Sisters thoroughly. Like, when they came out, it seems like she got them. She has a huge metal Sisters. She's got a lot of classic figures. And when the new plastics, she was all about it too. So she's been kind of messing with elves and kind of messing with other stuff. And she's like, Sisters.
No, she's Sisters.
Yeah.
I own those psychers. Made him concede.
Very nice.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done. In the name of the Emperor, well done.
Yes, Zane, I know. I got to do some work on the Discord. I'll actually probably work on it later tonight after we're done with this live stream. Because the thing is, we have a Discord channel for our Patreon members that are at the $3 level. The mid-tier.
There was some joke, Hellchild, of calling it the Zane Zone.
well, no, there's a talk about putting in a channel where just the only people that can talk are Commodore and Zane, just so we can see who bans who first, or just their madness. But Lady Dragon has been saying, maybe we should put just a single channel out there and have the internal channels for Patreon members, and then have another outside layer for non-Patreon members. I don't know enough about Discord. I got to do some reading on it and get it figured out to do that. I'd like to.
1 minute. Yeah, no.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Please, Emperor, no.
Zane, you and I will talk about it after the show.
I'll hold him to that, Zane. Because you have a habit of going, Zane, we'll talk after the show. And then...
No, we'll talk about it after the show. And I will keep you to your promise. But if you can hook a brother up, we'll get you taken care of.
All right. Next thing I need are horns. Because what self-respecting... Yes.
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. It's not like it's what was the old one I used to use?
Skype,
Ventrilo. If it was Ventrilo, I had a Ventrilo server for a decade, and I had that thing could sit up and bark. I don't think she needs horns.
So, question: does the winged Valkyrie of Corn? My God, I'm having such trouble thinking straight tonight. Should she have horns, or should I leave her alone?
I think she's her original head.
Because I like that the original head had horns, but I hate the bulb that she has on the back of her head.
So just shave it.
No, I don't understand. I thought we took that away.
Yeah, I took that. I got rid of that, Zane. That I figured out and got that.
Horns to gore. That's one for horns, one for not.
One for original head.
One for original head.
I'm a fan of head.
And that's my husband, y'all.
Gerboard update. I have the wood.
We were putting it together, and we've been mildly debating on whether or not to use the... Thank you, Tina. Tina says she did not like the head. I was talking to her about it last night. So we've been debating on whether or not we want to use the pink foam, or I found this canvas, large pieces of canvas board. And the idea was to use that instead with some of the pink foam on it to create the hills and whatnot, because that stuff, a lot of crafters I found that do terrain have actually been using it because it seals better and
it's lighter.
It's much lighter.
It's a lot lighter.
But it's heavier than the foam itself. So it's one of those, what can we afford right now?
I have the wood to do the Gerboard.
Yeah, we have to put the outside of it together, which will likely be doing a video for it, or at least I'll be doing partial videos for when I actually start putting the base and the terrain itself together, so that you can...
Because we have the boards, we have the foam.
We've got lots.
We have the Sculpt-A-Mold, because I wanted to use some Sculpt-A-Mold on it to give it some texture.
Yeah, we've got that. We've got a bunch of stuff. So,
what do you want?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. I'm like almost out of juice on my phone, so.
Go plug your phone in.
Nobody, but that would require me to get up, and I don't trust you not to steal my chair.
Hand me the phone. Will, please go plug this in the charger in our room. Thank you.
I'm trying to decide now which horns to use, and I think I'm going to go with these ones. I'm going to cut them and put them on the sides of her forehead. Or do you think I should use one of these ones? I like these ones better.
Whatever, it's your figure. You do what you like. You don't want to hear what I had to say. I said use the original head.
Yeah, well, the original head is ugly.
She's a demon.
I do want to try out the canvases for making scatter terrains, because I've heard a lot of good things about them. So my thought is to use that as the base and then put the pink on top of it. That way I can mold as I want to go and I have something weighty. But yeah. So we'll find out. Experimentation shall be happening, and you guys will likely see a video with me, the Lady Dragon, with the experimentation. Because he's got other stuff he's got to do.
I got a lot of stuff I got to do. Holidays are a pain in the ass. I don't have half the time I want to do the things I want to do.
Yes, the plague child did come in. The plague child spent the entire weekend doing a play at their school, so they're very tired.
It's on our bed in the middle, in between the two sets of pillows.
Because I'm sure you guys totally wanted to know where my holiday church. I think that's Will's. Sorry if cell phone's going off and everybody in this house owns one, so it's like, okay, whose ringer is that? But yes, the holidays are being kind of...
It's one of those things that, I'm trying to get two armies painted up at the same time.
Two armies painted up at the same time, and not to mention,
trying to get that terrain finished up.
And he's working so much. Yes, you could charge your phone. Well, I might notice.
She's sometimes a light sleeper, sometimes a not light sleeper.
Depends on how many pain meds I have in my system.
And that's the thing. Without knowing a lot of things going on, it's like, I got in a groove for about 2 hours today, and
then
I literally went through 3 pots of air paint today, spraying all the stuff I painted. I painted 10 figures. I did the base coats for 2 of the boards, and I did all the metal on 3 tanks and a Chimera. So it's been crazy. Because I couldn't sit and get in the middle of a build because I wasn't able to set up the camera and do the filming. So I'm just like, well, what can I do while I'm sitting here? So
that's my honey.
And I still have to edit. I have to finish editing my battle report that I had with the Commodore. That's taken a bit longer than I thought.
I wonder.
Yes. Yes, I'm getting one. I'm getting one.
I just really liked it. I thought it was so
She likes
cool.
it. She doesn't know if she wants to get one to paint one. I want one. And since there's a Christmas party at our local 40K store that we're going to.
When it is?
What do you?
When exactly?
Yes.
Is it Friday or Saturday?
It's Saturday.
Okay, thank God.
Are you working Saturday?
Nope.
Excellent.
Wow. Zane was doing something naughty.
I didn't know you guys were
Ah.
So I got a question for you. Anybody who knows the Red Gobbo, is it actually useful for playing 40K, or is it just a fun figure? Because if it's just a fun figure, it'd be interesting to get.
Give him to me. I'll paint him.
Because we do you can't use that glue
On her head?
Oh, the horns.
Because apparently he thinks I'm not paying attention again.
I will point out again. She spent over an hour trying to.
I did not. Oh my God.
It's a fun grok. Okay. Maybe I will get one. Since I am going to be doing an orc army, maybe I will do him. He'd be fun.
It's a fun figure, no official rules.
There is official rules for him. I just hadn't looked at them. There is official rules for him on the website.
I said hi.
The Astromechanicum dwarf I mean, I have exactly one other unit of Astra Mechanicum, which is Call. But it'd be fun to have the two of them. I have 2 HQ units.
Can you hear me?
He's more fun than functional. Okay, that's fair. What do you need?
Wait, that's not gonna work with this.
What do you need?
I was gonna say baking powder.
No.
Doesn't work with this. He got noticed by Senpai.
I did. I got noticed by Senpai. Goobertown Hobbies actually commented on my challenge video because I got the idea from him. He actually went back and commented on it. It's really cool.
I was so confused when he brought it up to me earlier. You didn't see that as much as we can take away.
Please stop talking right now. Thank you.
I really like this commander hero character. Love the pose on her.
Well, we are about to reach the 1 hour mark. Wow, there's already 12 people in here.
Yeah, that's 12 people. And we have fans. No, we have a family. We have a family of people we enjoy to hang out with and enjoy hanging out with us.
Sorry, trying to get a horn on a very small head.
That is cool. No.
Told you it would be.
I knew it would be cool. I just like your plan. Not gonna let that one go.
Not anytime soon. We
We
are number 1.
Right, so we come up on the 1 hour. Do we have anything else we want to talk about, or do we just want to leave them to their devices, or do you want to chat with your fans since this is your stream tonight?
Does anybody have any questions for me? That is not Zane asking if he wins anything.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, first one. Yeah, look at that. Smash them like button. Yeah, thank you.
Holy jeez. That jumped. I'm looking forward to seeing it, Mike. Dave said he was almost done with his. He's going to start painting soon. I'm not called Bad Dragon Girl.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Only by him.
No. On your DeviantArt.
Agarsen.
But I thought it said Bad Dragon Girl on it too.
No.
Okay.
My DeviantArt is Agarsen, which means beloved sin.
Yeah, I am too, Hellchild. I've actually ordered some bits for mine because I'm like, I know what I want to do. I wanted some very specific bits, and I found a really great bits spot where do I have second edition orcs? Hang on.
And while he does that, I'm going to answer your question, Dar. I have seen the new box, and oh, I love it. I want one so bad.
Okay. Squig, do you see what this is? This is the original second edition box. Put your hands up. I bought this for $50 American.
And apparently, Will has been
new on sprue.
Sorry, Will. I did not expect him to do that to you.
New on sprue.
We do not need the flamer for my child, Zane.
That's 3. Here's the beautiful thing about it.
You get the flamer?
Nope.
Yes, the Warlord mount. I just so pretty, so want to paint. I agree, Hellchild.
Squigs, new on sprue.
He was very excited.
I
about
am
this when he got it.
incredibly excited.
And I pointed out to him that he was a extra from Weird Al Yankovic's White and Nerdy that night or that day.
Look at this. This is all the original plastic. It's all in here. Every last bit.
No, we do not need the heavy flamer.
Now,
Any flavor.
Heavy flamer.
and even if I want, here's the best part.
He wants it to come after
You orc players, because remember the rules. If it's an official Games Workshop model, you can use it. So I have an official Games Workshop model of a Kill-A-Can. That's an official Kill-A-Can Orc Dreadnought figure. Da, 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 da. and keep talking there, Zane. I have hand flamer template for you.
Where did he buy? Okay, so to let you know where he got this, apparently there was a gentleman in the area that was selling the box. He wanted 100, and
you don't understand. This box is complete. The box is a little beat up, but it's complete. Everything inside. There were like 4 figures that were painted and they've been stripped already. This guy had it on Facebook for like a month and he never got nobody noticed it. And I was talking to him about it. He's like, yeah, nobody's really hit me up about it. And I'm like, well, I tell you what, I mean, a lot of that stuff's out of date. So I'll give you $50 for the box. He's like, yeah, that's great. You can have it.
So we drove to an A&W where he was wearing a Totoro shirt and with a hoodie on, had the hood up. Dude comes pulling up in an Avengers car with a Shield logo on the side of it. And they proceeded to have the exchange right there in the parking lot.
And for $50, you don't understand. I had that box, and through my moves and having children, my box disappeared. So I wanted that box replaced because that's the box that made me get into 40K. It's quite literally the box that made me quit Warhammer Fantasy, sell my elves, and buy 40K and just go all in. I did an unboxing for this thing a couple weeks ago. The books on the inside are crisp. What it looks like is that he got it for like Christmas or birthday, broke it out, painted like 2 or 3 of the figures. He didn't prime them, so the paint peeled right off, and he didn't glue any pieces, so they just came all apart. And he played with it like for an afternoon, maybe 2. He put the things together. All the templates are in there. Everything's in baggies. Everything is there. He took the whole thing, and it looks like he put it in a closet, and it's sat there for the last 30 years. The box is a little dog-eared and beat up, like it's been in a closet and moved to the floor, then moved to a closet and under a bed. But it's really never been opened. It's just been kept in place. It's pristine. It's absolutely pristine. And that's the thing. I'm a lover of the hobby. If Plague Child will step aside for a moment, just step to the wall. That way. Just step against the thing.
Why does it keep touching me?
Because you're wearing a knit sweater.
And it's got spiky bits. I'm touching them.
It wasn't touching.
Okay, so here's the thing. If y'all can see that shelf where my hand is right now, that is 4.5 feet of just 3rd edition. Typically, I found one on eBay for $250, $300, and that said with most parts, not new on sprue or anything. This thing, honestly, is a collector's item with the condition it's in. I could probably find a real collector, and if I wasn't like serious about wanting it, I mean, if I wasn't like real serious about it, I could probably find a collector and sell it for a lot because there's so much new on sprue in there. Almost all the orcs are new on sprue. But like I was saying, this middle shelf in my hand is that's just D&D 3.5, and then all these box sets are the second edition box sets. This shelf here is all White Wolf games, like all their other games. This is over here. You can't see it. I have another shelf the same size. That's just Vampire and Werewolf. Above that is the entirety. This red thing here, that's just everything from the original edition of Exalted. I'm a collector. I have 4 really big black storage bins that are upstairs. One of them is filled with just my first edition D&D stuff. One of them is filled with all my secondary gaming stuff. I actually think 2 of them are filled with first edition D&D stuff. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was really funny. I mean, he was like, yeah, nobody's got to hit on it. Normally 40K stuff on Facebook around here goes for a lot. People overprice their stuff. There was a guy selling a Necron army that was 2,000 points in Necron. It was maybe 2,500 points in Necron. He hadn't played since 7th edition, so he hadn't played in a couple years. And they weren't painted that great.
Poor good boss.
And he wanted like $800 for this army. And I'm just like, no. I want Necrons, but I'm not going to pay you that much for a Necron army. That's not that great. There was another guy that was selling when she was getting into the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari. I found a guy that was selling a bunch of Drukhari stuff, and he didn't have that much for sale, and he wanted hundreds and hundreds of dollars for it. And I'm like, most of the stuff is unpainted. It's just built and primed. Why am I going to give you $300, $400 for this when I can get this stuff on the shelf for 2/3 of that price? Or I can go to eBay and get it for half that price. Dude, no, I'm not, So most of the time, the stuff around here is just people want way too much and they think way too highly of their painting. There's a lot of people in this area that think I'm a pro painter, and they're not that good.
I am not one of them.
They're not really good. There are a few really good painters in the area. I will say there are a couple of really good painters in the area.
Jason,
you should have been there today. You should have seen the Stormcast army. There was a guy that did a Stormcast army in a coppery gold, but mainly with a purple, and it was a layered purple, so it looked like it was lacquered and gem-like. It was just gorgeous. Pretty. Yeah. So it was just gorgeous. And so we have a number of really good painters in the area.
How's that working out for you, Zane?
So, and that was the thing. That box set, though, to point out about this box set here, that is the Praetorian box set. I don't even know what that is, but that sounds amazing. But this box set is what basically confirmed that I want to play orcs, because I love that set, and I had like a half dozen orcs, and I bought the Burna Boys box that goes with Kill Team. So
she needs some more skulls on her base.
You have an entire strap in there, and you take the skull that you took the horns off of.
It's already on there.
There you go.
It's already on. Imperial Fist Battle Force last year's Christmas box going for like, whoa!
Yeah, I'll pro paint it for you. F off, I'm sorry.
How about I give you $200?
I give you $350. And the problem is that
no, I don't mean $350. I mean I'll give you $3.50.
Yeah. Now the flip side is I found a couple of really good deals on eBay too. I got a box of bloat flies, or whatever the heck they're called, because I got one of them because I needed the wings and a couple pieces. What do you need?
I like cutting them into the tubs because I don't lose them as easy.
I needed one to do my demon prints.
That reminds me, I got complimented by the owner of the shop that we frequent. He told me that my custodies are some of his favorite, and that if I ever so decided to do another choreograph, that he would make a really badass demon prince with the way I painted him.
So if she ends up wanting another copy of that corn box set, the Start Collecting box, she might do that with the choreograph. I don't know. I mean, he would make a really cool demon prince. But you know what else makes a really cool demon prince? A demon prince.
Yeah.
They're completely customizable. They have so much stuff in the box. You could totally make a 1,000 Suns demon prince out of that. You could also
I was
make
thinking about it.
You can make a corn one too, especially with that axe. Oh, they have a gorgeous axe.
Still can't stop thinking of you buying the blood.
50 bucks. 50 bucks. It was
$50 in the nerdiest drug deal ever. And then he went and bought himself a Coney Island.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple of chili dogs. It was you know, when he said he wanted $100, I'm like, I'm gonna throw $50 at him. Let's just see if he'll budge. Maybe he'll go, oh no, I've got to take $100. If he would have said, I gotta take $100, I would have still done the deal. I'm gonna be honest. I'd have still done the deal. Mold right in there. Yes. I'd have still done it. But when I said, I give you $50, they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm like,
I don't know if we can make the army look like they're flipping people off, but I can probably try and draw that.
No, because the whole thing is, here's the other thing about them, Zane. These figures are so old, they're not even monopose. The entire army is the same figure repeated like 50 times. It's just a Marine like this. And they're tiny. They're tiny. They're absolutely tiny. It's hilarious. They're on 25mm bases, and if I put them up to a current Imperial Guard, the Imperial Guard is bigger.
I might be able to actually do that. Or I may just, oh no, look, all of his fingers are missing except for his middle finger.
Oh, you wouldn't even need to do that. He's doing this to start off with. He's already doing this. So you have the one hand doing this, and you have him holding the axe, because as a cornet, you want that axe. Yeah, it was an absolute steal. I'm not going to lie. It was an absolute steal. It's a once-in-a-lifetime type find. I do, though, I'll tell you, if I find another guy that'll do it, I'm going to do it again. You can't stop me.
I probably could.
Not. Because I'll give you some of those Marines to make them into friendly salamanders.
Or my Crystal Marines.
Yeah, you can. No, you want to do the Crystal Marines on good big Marines so they look all shiny and happy.
I still, one of these days, I'm going to make a group of like just 3 Marines looking like they're wearing crystallized armor. No, it's a pity you don't want money that bad.
I don't. I want the figures more.
Sorry, trying not to take my finger off of the blade.
I mean, that's the thing. I could sell them. I mean, honestly, there's a part of me that goes, I can buy a lot of figures for that box.
Yes, you could.
But could I live with myself?
Could Squid Boss let you live with yourself if you did that?
Well, that's the honest truth. If I was going to sell it to anyone,
it would go to Squid.
I would definitely sell it to somebody who would love it for what it's worth.
Squid's probably going, me.
Now, on the other hand, I'm gonna even take it one step worse, because I'm looking at those Marines, and I can't make wolves out of them. My original box were wolves because the wolves weren't that different back then. But nowadays, since the wolves are completely different, I can't make the wolves them. So they're going to become the basis for my next army,
which is
Iron Hands.
Oh, for God's sake.
I love Iron Hands. They're awesome. We don't care. We don't care. Shoot me. I don't care. Like I said, they're beyond monopose, dude. There's 40 guys, or there's 20 guys in this. And it's funny because I bought a box of the plastic beakies at the same time, too. I can't find any of those Marines.
They're around here somewhere.
They might be up in the attic.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
What are you doing?
Shading.
I didn't realize your beard had gotten that big. Monopose Marines are great. I mean, I love, and that's the thing. I am going to be building. I want to have 2 brigades of Space Wolves. That's again my goal there. 2 brigades of Space Wolves. One entirely Primaris, one entirely non-Primaris. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was to sell that box, because it is absolutely complete. It is absolutely complete. And it's in pristine condition, other than the box being a little beat up. Yeah, I could probably flip it for like $350 if I really, really wanted to easily. I mean, eBay would take a cut of that. I'd probably end up getting like 300 for it or whatnot if I wanted to go that route. There is something about having the piece of the game that brought me joy and keeping it and then using it so that I can go into a game and drop those monopose orc boys down and have somebody go, what in the hell are those? Because they're orc boys. They have a pistol and they have necks. And they're just like this.
And they do not have necks.
They don't. And the squigs are all the same squig. They just got this gigantic gun. So I'm building an orc army. Like I said, I have a line on getting a Speed Freaks box for about $50 cheaper than MSRP. So that's good. I mean, it'll get me 1 Booma Blasta, 1 of the other, the Scrap Jet, and then 6 bikes. And that'll get me going towards a bigger part of the army. I figure I'm going to get when I start building, because that's the whole thing. The Orcs thing is really a back burner thing. In this box, yeah, they're squigs. There are not squigs, Gretchen. Sorry, Gretchen. I always forget the names of stuff. Yeah, not squigs. They're Gretchen. They're the old Gretchen.
So, Al, did you appreciate your present?
Yeah, I sent my brother the 5-man Cadian box set, the little 5-man Cadian box, just so he could see.
After screwing that up, you don't deserve the award.
You know what?
Says Zane.
Zane, just for that, you have to melt down all of your Plague Marines. You're not worthy anymore. Or better yet, you have to strip them and start over. Your paint sucks.
Zane just did a heresy.
Uh-huh.
He just invoked the orc gods.
So yeah, like I said, I put a bunch of those guys on stripper. They're going to be coming out. That was actually. Well, I wanted to make sure you had some figures to scale, so when you get in this challenge, you knew what scale you're building to. So I figured a couple of guys that you can use, or yeah, I mean those grots are just like this.
I think they're cute.
So which is it? Are they grots? Are they Gretchen? Are they goblins? Because I mean, when I was playing, they still called them goblins back in the day. So, I mean, what are they called now? And that's part of the thing. That's why I want to get back into orcs, because they've changed a bunch of the names of stuff.
What do you think? Does she need more?
No, you're going to just put a bunch of blood on the blood god, maybe a little bit of sand around there. Should be fine.
I was thinking about the rest of it, doing sand on the bottom. Oh, I have a wild ass idea.
Lovely. I love the idea.
Grokes from that box. Okay, so they're not goblins.
Okay.
Do not call them goblins.
I'm just saying, they used to be called goblins. Just like there used to be in the fantasy side.
What is the difference between a squib, a Gretchen, and a Glock?
Okay, a squig are those balls with the teeth that they bounce around on. Those are squigs.
Those look like goblins to me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like from the old movie Labyrinth.
But that's the
Goblin.
that's the whole thing. The goblins, what they used to call goblins, those are Gretchen and grots. What's the difference between a grot and a Gretchen? Because again, I haven't read the.
Give me some sand. Okay, that happened.
There's the rough and the clean. Or do you want the really fine stuff?
No, I'm just trying to decide which one I want.
Because I also have.
I'm gonna do this one.
Because I was just saying, I also have the double sifted super.
That's what normally. No, that's not the one I normally use. I think it's this one that I normally use. So am I stripping them or what?
Yes.
If you want to, Zane, you go right the wolf ahead.
Consider it an attempt to improve yourself.
You're being very cruel to poor Zane.
And you should repaint them in bright hunter orange.
Please don't, Zane, but at the same time, that would be really funny.
Okay, so Gretchen is the name for grots in 40K. And grots are what they call them in AOS and fantasy. I mean, this gives you an idea. I haven't played fantasy since they were still called goblins, which, by the way, I found. Check this out. I found this. Again, goblin fans, or I should say.
Ooh, Wild Rider Red. That'd be kind of fun.
So I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but again, I was digging through some older boxes, and I found a unit of 5 of these guys, the original Goblin Spearmen.
It's very bright.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Go and paint your Death Guard in Wild Rider Red. That should be fun.
So, yeah, it was fun finding those old guys. Again, they were a leftover from. There was at some point a box. There was a back in the day. There was a fantasy box kit that was one of their introductory type boxes that had the Goblin Spearmen and had Elven Bowmen in it. And I got that box because I wanted the Elven Bowmen. And I've had those goblins lying around for years because of it. And I found them in one of the boxes of minis I was digging through the other day. So, because I was, again, still trying to find those couple of figures I'm missing.
Whereas I'm just playing with a figure right now.
Yeah.
I blame you guys for this. All of you. You all get blamed for this.
Oh.
Or thanked for this. I'm not entirely
Then don't strip them, Zane. I have a better idea. Go buy more figures. Go to Amazon and buy a bunch of figures. Yeah. Because that was the thing. I remember in fantasy, there were 2 kinds of goblins. Because there were goblins.
And then there were goblins.
No. There were hobgoblins.
Oh.
And the hobgoblins were... They were like upgraded goblins. They were like a real deal, but they had some chaos leanings to them. They were kind of interesting. And I remember seeing them the first time with the Chaos Dwarves, because
Chaos Dwarf?
yes, dwarves used to have an entire chaos faction that were Chaos Dwarves, which they just re-released Chaos Dwarves for a week, like earlier like this weekend. They released them. They're re-releasing the Chaos Dwarf Blood Bowl team, so you could actually buy those figures again.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. It was the Island of Blood box set. Yeah, that was it. It was a really great box set. It was elves and goblins and some other stuff. And I got it for the elves because again, I was a big wood elf player. When I played fantasy originally, I was an elf player. I loved them to death. Speaking of which, we're up to 386 subscribers.
Yay!
Now remember, at 400 subscribers, we're going to do a couple of giveaways, and that was the reason why this was one of the things I found at a little mom and pop store that I'm going to give it away because
I tried to steal it. I'm not ashamed to admit this.
They're a gorgeous figure, the Dragon Princess of Kalador. This is a Elven Cavalry unit. And this is one of the things I'm going to be giving away as an homage to my love of Warhammer Fantasy that I've long since moved on from.
Okay, he's like messing with his thing, so.
And I'm trying to read.
For some reason, your computer is like, oh.
Yeah, goblins, hobgoblins, like goblins, and forest goblins. Yeah. I didn't play them, but they had a whole bunch of those goblins in there. They had a whole bunch of those goblins in that box because those elves and goblins, because those were the big guys that fought each other at the time. So, oh my God, what is my alert? My alerts are going nuts today.
Well, that's because you haven't been paying attention to anything.
No, why would they go all of a sudden? They're going nuts.
Oh. So, finished putting her together. Not a really good CVs, but
She looks great.
Painting her up now.
Sorry, for whatever reason, my thing just started going nuts with drawing me alerts and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. I honestly can say there are days that I think about that huge elven army I had, because I had two sets of elven, I had 2 or 3 sets of elven cavalry. I had a huge blob of the elven skirmishers, the war dancers, I think they were called, and then I had a ton of wood elf archers and a ton of the wood elf light cavalry, and then a whole bunch of those high elf spearmen. I just had a ton of those guys. I mean, it was a really good army at the time. Plus, I had, you know, the wizard on the horseback and the general on horseback, and it was a really great. It was a very classic elven army. It was, you know, this is what you need to build a classic, you know, build a typical elven army. And I went by that, and I built my army around that. And it was all done in like, it was in a like a mint green and a pine green with silver stuff all over. It was a really cool looking army. I really enjoyed it. But when we went on to 40K, limited pay at the time was like, all right, if I want to buy more 40, if I want more 40K, I gotta sell something. And when I got into 40K, all of the guys I played with were like, well, if you're gonna do 40K, we should do 40K. So everybody, basically, half of us were just, I should say half of us, half of them were proxying figures for fantasy. So they didn't even care. I mean, and we just, they swapped out and they actually bought 40K stuff. And the one guy was like, well, that's dumb. 40K is not going anywhere. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you always like my Elven Army. You want to buy it? And I sold my roommate the entirety of my Elven Army.
Like a sucker.
I mean, he was happy to get it. And at the time, I was happy to get it because it let me buy a lot of stuff. But I kind of regret it now. I kind of regret it now because I really did love that that cavalry. Their cavalry, even though it was the old cast, it was the first set of the non-metal cavalry. So the bodies were all plastic, and riders and the heads, the riders and their lances were metal, and the heads of the horses were metal. But the horse's body and the was all plastic. And it had 5 cavalry in the box. And most of my armor was plastic. Those horses were a lot of it. My general was all metal. Because they were just doing the transition from metal to plastic at that point. And a lot of plastic casts were monopose. I mean, that goblin army, there was one pose of those goblins, and you took them off the sprue and glued them in their base, and they were done. The elves were the same way. Those elven spearmen were the exact same thing. They were just dudes standing there with those tall conical helmets.
Bye, Zane. Have a good evening. Yes, Mike, that is Bokia. I hated her original head, so I actually just finished replacing it and doing up her base. There's another guy that I want pretty badly. I did finish my choreograph. We showed him off a little bit earlier. I just need to get the light box so that I can take pictures and put them up on Instagram so all of my darlings can see them. And
which other girl do you want?
No, it's not a girl that I want. She's literally the only actual Khorne female figure. I've got this chick, the
Slaves of Darkness.
Yeah,
because she's going to run a Slaves of Darkness ally group, or however. It's weird.
I'm turning her Khorne.
Well, there's an interesting thing. Apparently, the Slaves of Darkness, you can run them with the mark of Khorne, and then they're not considered allies. Then, from what I'm understanding, I have to read. We're just getting into Age of Sigmar, and the rules for how you build armies are so different than they are in 40K. So we're trying to get a grip on that because it's a world of difference.
There's a guy that's like Blood Spear or something like that.
Yeah.
This is a total Viking looking dude. I hell want him. Like, way want him. But
Marco Galaqueen. Is that the one you got there?
Yeah.
You're gonna turn it into a death. You're doing Dark Angels, Ben? I didn't realize you were doing Dark Angels.
Yeah, picked her up yesterday. A buddy of mine, Jason, actually mentioned her to me. He goes, if you want to put a badass bloodthirsty chick in your Khorne army, you need this badass chick. So that's how she ended up.
I did not realize you were a Dark Angels guy.
Well, he did lose his Grey Knights to his wife.
No, he was only playing those for Kill Team, I thought.
I have no idea. All I know.
Oh, you do have Grey Knights. I didn't realize you had that many stuff. You know, because all I've ever seen you play is your Kill Team, which is Grey Knights. By the way, you guys people remember when I was talking about the first time that I lost with my my wolves. Ben here, it's his Grey Knight team that beat my ass. So props for props are due. He killed me.
He and I have a lot of the same taste in armies. So half the time I'm like, I want this. And I look over at the counter and he's already, pulling them apart and painting them. It's like, God bless America.
So, yeah. It's just funny that you want to do Thousand Suns and I've got Death Knights, and neither one of us has a normal Chaos Army, which means half the cool units we can't even use. Wow. Yeah, there's a part of me that still wants to do a second Chaos Army down the road at some point, so I can do
Chaos Undivided.
I can do Chaos Undivided, just so I can
have
do
Abaddon.
So I can do Abaddon, and I can run a trio of discos.
All I know is that I was talking with my new buddy Lorenzo, and he goes, have you ever had to actually fight against Abaddon on a table or Guilliman on the table? And I go, no. And he goes, don't.
Ben had a ton of Raven
Vols that he had to put together.
bikes, Raven Wing bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't mind me panting up another base while I'm here.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah,
she's just so sexy, man.
The next couple of months, I think, are going to be really good, especially, again, with the stuff that's coming and the stuff that's already out. And as time goes on.
Tina typing skills for the win.
Get out, buddy. Get out.
It's the ice cream thief.
Yes. Naughty puppy. Yeah, I really want to get I want to get that Tech Priest unique character for the Iron Hands. And once I have him, then I'm actually going to start seriously putting together an Iron Hands army. They're going to be a small unit. I'm not going to go nuts with them like I am with my Wolves. I want a 2,000-point army of Iron Hands, and that's it. I want to have a functional army with them. I want everything for the Wolves. I want every last freaking thing I can get for the Wolves on my hands. So, but I love Space Marines. I mean, Space Marines are awesome. But they are secondary to my orcs. Like I said, the next thing I'm purchasing, and I'll do an unboxing for that, is I want to do this. I want to get a Speed Freaks box.
See, I don't know about is how I got all my Skaven for the Massive Rat army, which I have now, which are terrible.
Really? I saw somebody playing them. I saw somebody playing a Skaven army today, and they were playing against the Osiark Bone Reapers, and he was doing a hell of a job today. They were playing a pretty big match. It's really nice. Sundays at the game store that we go to, there's usually a couple games of AOS going, which is really what's got my juices flowing to get my AOS army. I was talking with the guy that runs Stormcast. That's where I said the thing about the guy with the archers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that was running Stormcast, and he was giving me all kinds of tips on how to run different units within the Stormcast army. And I do not have Santa Claus. I do not have the Santa Chariot yet. That's actually my next set of acquisitions for the Wolves. I want to get a couple of the named characters. I don't have any of the named characters. Again, because I lost my entire old collection, I don't have anything anymore. I used to have the old metal Bjorn the Fell-Handed. I don't have that anymore. I had Ragnar Blackmane, the original, the old metal casting for him. I don't have him anymore. I want to get Ulrich, but I do have a nice replacement for Ulrich. I think I put it over there. Yep. I'm going to put a jump pack on this guy because this is the Game Day 2003 Wolf Priest. So I'm going to put a jump pack in him. So I'm going to have a Wolf Priest with a jump pack, thanks to the Commodore. Merry Christmas, my friend. That was his gift to me.
Your present's coming.
So but there's a couple of characters I want to get. I want to get Logan Grimnar in the chariot. I want to get Ulrich the Slayer. I want to get a set of cavalry. I actually want to get a couple sets of the Wolf cavalry just to have them because they're awesome. Again, because I'm doing both a Primaris and non-Primaris battle force, I want to have that on option on both sides. So the old army is going to be. That's why I want a Bjorn, because Bjorn is going to be the leader of this returning 13th Black Company.
Yeah, it's more about
Warp Fiends
and
and
artillery
artillery.
now with the rats.
No, the Warp Fiends, those gigantic rats. Is that those guys? Because I saw he had that big bell-looking, what looked like a catapult or it would look like some sort of siege device. He had one of those with the big bell on it, and he had a ton of these big rats, just gigantic rats. What social media do I have? I actually link it on the base channel, but I have I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. What am I forgetting? And Patreon. She has both Instagram. I think you just have Instagram right now, right? So
just an Instagram for me.
If you go if you go to my the root page, the channel face page, up in the corner, you can actually get links to all my social media up top there. Yeah, it was screaming bell. Like I said, it was a bell and what looked like a.
Is that where the gets its name?
Yeah, yeah. He had one of those screaming bells, and like I said, he had a ton of the really gigantic rat-looking. I mean, what we used to call rat ogres back in the day. He had a ton of those guys on the board. And then he had a huge squad of like the little rats, and he had a couple of bolt holes on the board. I recognize the bolt holes. That's like actually a pretty cool model. And then what looked like, I mean, to me, maybe it was the paint job, but they looked like a bunch of wolves. And I don't think they were wolves. I think they might have just been big, giant rats. But he had a line of them like going down.
Unusual size.
Yeah. They were horse-sized. They were horse-sized rats.
I don't believe they exist. There is no Insta.
Well, here, hang on. Let me do this real quick. Insta. I'm gonna throw a link up in the channel. Give me just a second. When I'm logged in as me. Give me just a sec here, guys. Can you control C for me? Okay. Control V. There you go. There is my Instagram. And as long as I'm at it, type Lady Dragon. There, just click on that.
Because he has to be mean to me.
And there you go. There's my Instagram and her Instagram.
I almost misread that, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I thought I was like the what holes? Ah.
Huh.
What is what? No, that's one of yours.
Huh. Weird. Just say IG in caps. We'll know what Instagram is. But yeah, I try to post on there. My phone's jacked up, so I'm having to do my posts another way. But I am posting to Instagram right now. As soon as I get these guys done, yeah, like I said, that airbrush today, the airbrush nuts that I went this afternoon. I got a lot of stuff better taken care of. Speaking of which, a heads up if my brother Al is still in the thread. We need to set up coming down there. And I'm already gonna tell you, we come down there and put you to work. Because I have 2 airbrushes. One of my airbrushes.
What a loving brother he is. I haven't seen you in years, but I'm gonna make you go.
I'm gonna make it work. One of my airbrushes isn't working, and I can't figure out what's wrong with it. So, and you are the airbrush master, so I'm gonna have you take a look at it and see if you can figure out what is going on, because it annoys me. It annoys me. I bought this airbrush. I'd love to have 2 so I can, swap out in between and be working, or maybe have one that my wife can try working with.
Other Drake, come to our. Which other Drake?
My brother Al.
Oh. Same one.
Appreciate it.
I would love it if we could get him up here, Ben.
Here's the problem I see with my brother. As much as I love him, he's gonna see these models and he's gonna be like, "Oh, the closet." He's gonna be like, "Oh, the closet," because I just sent him the 5 guys, and he hasn't seen. I haven't really exposed him to the game yet, really.
What makes you think he hasn't probably already looked it up himself?
I'm just saying.
I mean, we are exposing his daughter to it.
What kind of airbrush is it? It is. Okay.
So, for those of you who were not here in the beginning, this is amusing because he's like, "This is her show. She's going to be doing most of the talking," and saying, "What? No, she's not."
No, she's not, because she's painting. Okay. It is a Master Series paintbrush or airbrush. It is a Iwata knockoff, basically. So this is the brush. And
Sorry, your brother's talking about needing bail money again.
yeah. And the problem is that it doesn't look like it's clogged. It doesn't look like it's clogged. I've checked it, but I can't get anything to go from the cup out the nozzle. So it is clogged. I just can't figure out how and where. I've tried cleaning it. I don't know. It was a cheap airbrush, so I'm not that heartbroken about it. My Iwata is my Eclipse, is my workhorse, and it's doing beautifully. But I know 2 other people that actually use this airbrush, and it was how it was recommended to me, and they have no problems with it. I'm still new. I'm still a complete noob to airbrushing. I'm using it for base coats and doing some spot effects, and that's about it. And hi.
Hello, Bringer.
And the thing is that, like I said, I don't know a lot about airbrush either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my compressor. I'll bring this down, and I can test a few things. Maybe you can show me some tips and tricks. I can show you some of the stuff I do with acrylics because I don't use enamels. That's the other thing. You mainly use enamels. You're amazing. I mean, I use acrylics. I don't use enamels. I'm not comfortable with enamels. Lots of thinner involved there, and that just...
He gets bored.
I'm not bored. I just...
Gets bored.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess you're right. I wouldn't know you have a compressor. So, we'll get things figured out. We got to get down there. Like I said, we want to get down there. You know how the holidays are. It's just stupid busy. I got things next weekend. We're trying to figure everything out.
So that being said,
Who knows? They might just show up on your door Christmas. Hi, how you doing? We'll just drive down and show up, knocking on your door. Let me in. Yeah, and that's the thing. You use enamels and lacquers because that's what you're used to using. Because you're a modeler, I'm a mini painter. We mainly use acrylics. So it's two different worlds.
yep.
But we'll get it figured out because you're still one of the baddest ass painters I've ever seen. Here's the thing. Mythos from Frost and Fist, he uses this airbrush. He has no problems with it. I've heard other people say really bad things about it. I've heard other people say no problem with it. I went to Hobby Lobby and I got an Iwata Eclipse, and I have no complaints about it. Once I figured out a couple things I was doing wrong. Jason Tick, who sometimes shows up in this channel briefly, and
Really?
Yeah, every once in a while he's shown up a couple times.
That's
And we're going to be pushing his channel when he pushes out because he's going to be teaching people basics on painting. He sat down with me and we talked about airbrushes, acrylics, airbrushing for about an hour one day, and he showed me a bunch of things I could do differently. And since then, I've had wonderful success. I mean, with that thing, I've painted now several boards, several figures. I painted those knights that came out absolutely gorgeous. Did both the red and the black, or the color shifting with the with the airbrush. Came out beautifully, wonderful. So I've got that figured out, base coating wise. There's a lot of effects and a lot of like detail work that I'm still trying to figure out with the airbrush. I'm a noob. I mean, honestly, I'm a noob when it comes to the airbrush. I've been using it for less than 6 months.
And the only reason I've thought about getting into it, not an Iowa.
Yeah. The Iwata Eclipse, I've had nothing but good luck with it. The other brush I've heard both the Pash, I've heard that both Miniac suggests the Badger. I forget the name of the Badger he suggests, but he suggests Badger as well. He says that's a really great brush. Al, you've used a lot of brushes. Have you used the Badger, and how do you feel about it? I should also point out, you don't really normally use gravity fed, though. You normally do the draw cup kind, don't you? Yeah, the money saved on a cheapie, less frustrating than airbrushing with a better result. And that's the problem I've had here. I also have, again, I have lots of questions. I'll probably put together like a Q&A and maybe film part of it. Oh, we're going to get the Big Al into content. Big D with Big Al. Content on the road. We're going to actually be able to do the Dragon Road Trip series we've been giggling about.
Yeah, we were talking about if we ever won the lotto, going around the country and stopping at different game stores in different states and whatnot. And I was teasing him, going, "Yeah, I can just see one of the content being like, and we're in beautiful. Where the hell are we?" I was asleep.
Yeah, that was the joy. We actually the joke was if we had the lotto, what we would do is take a road trip to go see some of our favorite people around the country. But every time we got to one of those small towns that has like a mom and pop hobby store, an old 5 and dime or something, go in there and see what do they have gaming wise in there, and see what we can get a deal on, and just fill the trunk with just stuff that we find, and then give it away as presents to people. Hey, we found this. About you. Well, I didn't think of you, but now I think of you. Have it.
No, that's just totally fits you. So here you go.
But that also, I guess that makes more sense. I mean, with the containers for a suction, I mean, I've never I wouldn't think enamels, because the amount of thinner and the cleaning time and the quick swap, you'd want to use a gravity fed most of the time. I can imagine you would. Again, I don't know a ton there. I just know for acrylics, we do it because there's a lot of paint swapping going on there, and it's easy to clean and go back, or it's easy to keep refilling the same one over and over. You don't have the drying time either. So, I don't know. I just know what people do in my hobby. And I try to follow the best advice. I also have to ask you questions about pins, because I don't get the whole pin thing still. Oh, so we're coming to the 2-hour mark. I think we are going to call it here.
Probably.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I mean, we've had a lot of fun, a lot of good information. Al, thank you so much for dropping by. You're always a source of knowledge and wisdom, and we appreciate that idea.
Watch it. He may throw you like a football if he thinks you're being
I'm not. I love my brother, and my brother is a wonderful source of inspiration and knowledge.
And your brother also likes to pick you up and throw you like you're a football.
He's not as big anymore, and I'm not as small
Yeah.
anymore. These are both true statements.
And you think that's going to stop him?
Excuse me.
Yeah, trust me, Mike. That was one of our thoughts. Is we were just going to travel around the United States, from major cities to backwoods to following.
We got to hit the lotto though first. That's the thing. Got to hit that lotto. Got to check that ticket.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Lotto here in Wisconsin's like 340 something million.
I got tickets.
All right, thank you so much. So, in closing, we would like to thank our 3 Patreons that we have currently, as we must give love where love is due. We'd like to thank Heinrich Bappa and Inquisitor Zane as our level 2s. Thank you so very much for your contribution that allows us at $3 a month to buy many things that we use to paint. Thank you to the Commodore for his $10 a month, being our, what's it called? He came up with a Blood Brother?
No, it's a
Warlord?
Warlord.
With his $10 a month. For those of you who
much love to you, Jam Jar. We need to talk some point when I'm getting more into orcs, because when I start getting more into orcs, I want to get with you and Steve-O, 6+ Steve-O, and a couple other orc guys, and maybe do some cross content talk there too, because you guys, I gotta tell you, you see some of it over here in the States. There's some real big orcs players. But I gotta say, you guys across the pond in England, you guys take orcs to a whole new freaking level, and it's awesome. But you guys, man, some of the cool stuff I see come up from over there, you guys do with orcs, and the love you guys give orcs, so awesome. So we gotta talk about that down the road here.
And some love out to the Big Al Drake for his answering some questions when it comes to the with airbrushes and whatnot.
And the hobby in general.
So
it's a great guy there.
Yep. So always so much fun. Thank you all so much for coming and joining us for the unboxing of my Christmas present, and my husband deciding to steal the show from me. And that's why I started painting. And
Hate you now.
No, you don't. So don't forget to hit the like button.
Smash that like button. I can't even do it. Just if we entertained you, hit that like button. Let us know. Comment and stuff below. Yes, I do know about Dregwog Gaming. I've seen his channel. I'm a subscriber. It's good stuff. Like I said, you guys do some crazy stuff over there. They do some crazy stuff over there in England with the orcs. I mean, and then some of the resin kits. Once I get the orc stuff, we're gonna actually talk about that more often, because Cromlech does orcs right. I love their stuff. So that being said, I am gonna go put some stuff together, get ready for work tomorrow.
I'm gonna
maybe even shave a little bit so I don't look like such a ragamuffin.
And I'm gonna try and
finish painting. So thank you all so much for coming in tonight. Thank you. My love to y'all. Epic your board. Epic your game.
Epic your life.
Love you much.
Until next time, we'll see you on Tuesday.